Next up to the stage, please welcome Marcy Wright. All right there.
I experienced a number of culture shocks from a young age. The first one was, at 16 years old, I left rural village of Germantown and went to an HBCU in the South. It was so different there. First of all, there were black people everywhere. Black and brown people like me. I couldn't believe it. They also had some interesting cultural ways that you could not pass someone on the sidewalk without speaking to them. It's something I didn't really understand because I grew up with my cousins and we didn't stand on ceremony. But I thought about it later on, and these were people who had been marginalized. And so to be greeted was to be acknowledged, to be affirmed. I took that with me and I've had it my whole life. The next culture shock, I left there. While I was there, I grew up as a vegetarian. My first boyfriend said, the fact that you haven't had a hamburger, fried chicken, is just, it's untenable. So he introduced me to fast food and many other things. But the chicken was so, let me just say, I got through the hamburger. But the chicken, I had never encountered a food that fought back like that. You had to chew through muscle, you had to deal with bones, and then things would snap while you're eating, and like tendons or something. I don't know. I don't fool with chicken even to this day. Never. So I moved from there to this other university, which was Lily White, and when I got there, it's in Michigan, and there were these orange fences, and I said, what are those for? They said, that's to hold back the snow. And let me tell you, they needed them. It was awful. Okay, so I left there. Next culture shock. On the very same day, I got married, turned 20, and moved to Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City, where I met black people at every strata of society. I enjoyed my years there. It was exciting, it was fun, it was great. Some years later, 15 years later, I moved back to Columbus, Ohio, a suburb, and I found a great apartment. I decided to go across the street to the local Applebee's. I sat down, and I looked around, and there were no black people eating there. There were no black people serving there. And I said, you know that line Whoopi Goldberg says to Demi Moore, girl, you in trouble. How can this be? How can I come from a place where there are black people and then nothing? It was so shocking. All right, so eventually I left Ohio and I went to Raleigh, North Carolina. This is one of the final culture shocks that was hard on me. The South is different than the North. Let's just get that out there. Okay? First of all, we're going to slow way down. We're going to take our pace way down. All right. And then the oddest thing for me was, it seemed to me that the black people there had a certain obsequious, there's a certain servile way about them, and it was bothersome to me. It was upsetting to me. I wanted them to, hey, I'm here. Stop all that. And they never did. But I learned some great phrases while I was there. And this one is my favorite. I'm sorry as I can be. And of course, right after that comes a big but. And I have used that ever since I left there. And I have the temerity to believe, to envision a world where it's not all black, or not all white, or not all straight, not all gay, that those kinds of experiences will be forgotten and will not be experienced by those who come after us. No. I dream a world of no culture shocks.
Amen.
One more time for Marcy Wright.